Farmers in Doncaster are set for another surprise blockade of supermarket distribution centres this morning.
Yes, the planned disruption follows an earlier demonstration this month, which we also covered on GB News, where loaded lorries were barred from entering or leaving the premises.
This morning feels unfair because it is unfair. People are working harder, paying more, and getting less back, while decisions that hit daily life are made somewhere else by people who don't feel the knock-on effects. And now that pressure has landed on the roads, at the depots, outside supermarkets, and right at the edge of the food supply. This is not a theory. This is happening in real time, and it's shaking confidence in who is actually in control. Before sunrise, tractors are already moving. Not one or two, but long lines rolling slowly through industrial estates, hazard lights flashing, engines idling, drivers knowing exactly where they're going. Distribution centers are the target again. Gates blocked. Loading bays sealed. Lorries stuck nose to tail with nowhere to go. Managers arrive to find entrances locked down by steel and rubber. Phones light up. Calls go up the chain. The answer comes back the same every time. There's nothing we can do. Inside the depots, stock is ready to move. Pallets stacked. Schedules printed. Drivers waiting. Outside, everything stops. No deliveries out. No returns in. Time ticks on and the pressure builds because when food doesn't move at dawn, shelves feel it by lunchtime. This is how disruption works now. Precise, repeated, hard to counter. Police turn up early, too. Vans line the curb. Officers form loose lines, not charging, not retreating, watching. They're stuck between enforcing the law and keeping the peace, knowing that forcing tractors out would mean arrests, clashes, and images that would pour fuel on an already hot situation. Commanders talk to protest leaders. Protest leaders don't shout. They don't need to. The message is short and calm. We're staying. By mid-morning, the effects ripple outward. Local roads clog as diverted lorries search for alternative routes that don't exist. Roundabouts jam. Industrial estates grind to a halt. Bus routes are delayed. Commuters arrive late. Police are pulled from other duties to manage traffic that shouldn't exist. It's not chaos, but it's paralysis, slow, grinding, relentless. At stores across the region, staff are told to prepare notices. Simple signs. No drama. Due to access issues at our distribution centers, we are unable to receive stock. Sorry for the inconvenience. Those signs go up while customers are still filling baskets, unaware that the next delivery isn't coming. By afternoon, fresh produce sections thin out, milk limits appear, meat counters shorten their hours. Staff take the brunt of the anger, even as many quietly agree with the cause. This isn't a weekend blip anymore. It's weekdays. Repeated actions. Rotating locations. One depot today, another tomorrow. When injunctions appear at one site, the pressure shifts to 5 more without them. The system isn't built to defend everything at once. And the people applying the pressure know it. Police numbers are stretched thin. Every blockade needs bodies. Every diversion needs monitoring. Every rumor of another action pulls resources from somewhere else. Officers are tired. You can see it in the way lines form, break, reform. In the way instructions change mid-shift. In the way decisions are delayed because the margin for error is gone. Arrests happen, but selectively. Nobody wants a spark that turns a standoff into a surge. And while this unfolds, another layer of anger sits underneath it all. Cost of living. Rent. Fuel. Food bills already too high. People standing in aisles looking at empty shelves don't see logistics, charts, or policy briefs. They see another bill coming, another inconvenience they didn't cause, another reminder that their lives are affected by choices they didn't get a say in. That resentment doesn't disappear, it stacks. Around asylum hotels, policing is already heavy. Barriers up, officers posted, transport diverted, residents annoyed by the disruption, confused by the priorities. They watch food depots blocked miles away and ask why one protest draws swift attention while another drags on for weeks. That comparison is being made on the street, in queues, in pub conversations, and it's feeding the sense of 2 sets of rules. By evening, control rooms are full. Screens show live feeds of gates still blocked, tractors still parked, officers still holding positions. There's no dramatic push, no clearing operation, just containment. waiting it out, hoping numbers thin, hoping weather turns, hoping attention moves on. But hope isn't a strategy, and everyone knows it. Transport operators feel it next. Late deliveries mean rescheduled shifts. Drivers hit hours limits. Trains carrying goods are held because there's nowhere to unload. Warehouses back up. Costs climb quietly in the background to be passed on later. This is how a blockade that looks small on camera grows big in real life. Public reaction is not what some expected. There's frustration, yes, but not shock. More a tired nod. People saying they don't like empty shelves, but they understand why it's happening. That matters. When public sympathy doesn't collapse, pressure doesn't release. It transfers upward. Government statements land flat. Monitoring, reviewing, engaging with stakeholders. Words that don't move tractors or restock shelves. Each day, without action, chips away at credibility, not in speeches, but in kitchens and corner shops. When a government looks unable to keep food moving, confidence drains fast. Late night brings no relief. Tractors stay put. Fires are lit in drums for warmth. Drivers sleep in cabs. Police rotate shifts. A few heated exchanges flare, then cool. This isn't rage burning out. It's resolve settling in. The kind that lasts. The next morning, the cycle restarts. Another depot. Another early arrival. Another quiet lockdown. News spreads faster now. Store managers brace. Councils issue traffic notices. Everyone is reacting. Nobody is leading. And this is where it becomes bigger than farming or food. It becomes about trust. Trust that rules are fair. Trust that pressure is shared. Trust that when something breaks, someone is responsible. Right now, that trust is thin. Police are stuck holding the line between public anger and political inertia. Supermarkets are stuck in the middle, unable to operate normally, unable to force a solution. Customers are stuck paying more for less. And the government is stuck watching, hoping the weather or time does the job for them. But time isn't calming this down. It's organizing it. Each week brings tighter coordination, more vehicles, more sites, less warning. The message is spreading that disruption works when nothing else does. So when you see blocked gates, empty shelves, traffic backed up for miles, and officers stretched to the limit, understand what you're looking at. A country where pressure has nowhere to go but outward, where credibility is draining day by day, where order is being maintained barely while the foundations shake. This doesn't end with one speech or one clearance. It ends when the sense of unfairness is addressed, or when something snaps under the weight of being ignored. Right now, Britain is balanced between those two outcomes, and every blocked road, every closed depot, every silent shelf pushes it closer to the edge. So this is where the country stands right now, and it's not a comfortable place. The blockades aren't just about gates and tractors anymore. They're about a system that people believe only reacts when daily life is disrupted. Every closed road, every delayed delivery, every empty shelf adds to the feeling that normal rules no longer protect ordinary people. Police remain caught in the middle, holding lines they didn't draw, managing pressure they didn't create, asked to maintain order while the source of the anger sits untouched. Supermarkets warn quietly that the supply chain can't take many more weeks like this. Local councils prepare for further transport disruption. Drivers, workers, and families plan around shortages that shouldn't exist in a modern country. And through it all, public trust continues to drain away, not with shouting, but with resignation. That is the real danger now. When disruption becomes routine, when paralysis feels expected, when people stop believing problems will be solved without escalation, this is how confidence collapses slowly, visibly, in full view of everyone. If leadership does not reassert itself with decisions that people can actually feel, the streets will keep carrying the argument instead. The pressure will keep spreading from depots to roads, from roads to fuel, from fuel to everything else that keeps daily life moving. Britain does not need chaos to prove a point, but it does need accountability before pressure turns into something harder to contain. Right now, the country is waiting to see who blinks first, a government insisting on patience or a public that believes patience has already cost too much.